All right, so I just got done watching The Adam Project off of Netflix. This movie dropped today. I just happened to have the day off and a little bit of time on my hands before I moved on to the next thing I was doing because I have the day off. That I decided to check it out. I wanted to watch it anyways because it's Sean Levy, Ryan Reynolds, the pair that made Free Guy last year, which was my favorite movie of last year. So when I heard that they had another movie coming out, I definitely wanted to check that out. It is streaming on Netflix, so if you have Netflix, you can go out and watch it right now. So, um, and overall, I'm suggesting it. Like, if you have Netflix, definitely check this movie out. It was really good. I figured it would be just because, again, it's that same creative team. It's not the same style as Free Guy, but you still get the notes from it because again, it's a creative team, and you kind of still get the highlights of that team and that feel that that team brings. Um, yeah, it was good. I laughed my butt off. But I mean, Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds in this movie. He's very sarcastic. The young version of Ryan Reynolds, who's also in this movie, was very well cast. It is a kid who I physically maybe I don't see him growing up to be Ryan Reynolds. But like his timing, his acting ability, I saw it. Like when he had to do the Ryan Reynolds esque smart mouth, the classic Reynolds type of dialogue. He delivered it very well. It was a very convincing delivery that at least that aspect I could see transitioning. So to get into the movie, I'll try not to get into spoilers, just because it just dropped on Netflix. Um, Basically, Ryan Reynolds plays Adam. He is a time pilot. They never actually give it a statement of what it's called, but he's a time pilot in the year 2050. He is fleeing the time police, I'm guessing. Again, they don't give titles to these things. He has a jet, which is how you travel through time. Basically, you send a pulse from the jet, it creates a wormhole, and you fly through the wormhole to your destination. He is looking to go back in time. He's being chased because he has taken this jet, though it is his jet. He actually is a pilot of this jet, and the jet is genetically coded to him, so he's the only person that can fly it. He has been shot. He does his time jump, and he ends up in 2022. That's not where he was heading. He was looking to go to 2018, but because he was being chased, he'd been shot. He didn't put in his coordinates right. He ended up in 2022. He then seeks out the version of himself that was alive in 2022, who is his 12-year-old self, because he cannot begin the repairs on his ship. Because basically it repairs itself automatically, but it needs the DNA of the pilot to do it. And because he's been shot, it isn't clearing him to do anything, do any of the repairs, even start the repairs, get in the ship. It won't clear him to do any of it. So he has to use his 12-year-old self, because it's the same DNA, to get that going. So he has to present himself to his 12-year-old self, who accepts this, like, he accepts it real quick. Like, he puts it together real fast, and just is okay with it. Like, he's just going, he is along for the ride, and he is okay with being along for this ride. Um, and that's just it. So you have Adam and his younger self kind of, messing around in 2022. Adam's father is dead, and it's only like a year and a half, so him and his mother are still very much mourning and coping with that loss and how life is. And Adam's kind of a smart mouthed a hole who gets into fights at school. Um, so it's a very interesting thing. You learn that Adam has made the time jump because his wife also is a time pilot, and she made a jump back to 2018 and never came back. She was reported as her ship destroyed, and she was lost in time. So basically, he stole his jet to go rescue his wife. And now the Time Police are after him, trying to bring him back before he does any serious damage to the timeline. They do talk about how time travel works and how it affects, like, because he's talking to his younger self. This really makes me want to rewatch Looper, because I love Looper, and I just love we can sit here and discuss the physics of time travel all day long. I love that moment of Bruce Willis, and basically Ryan Reynolds, he doesn't have the same moment, but he does look at him and goes, basically, what's going to end up happening is when I go back to 2050, my memories are going to change, and I will remember what's happening. I don't know what's happening now because you're going through it, and he hasn't gone through it, but when he jumps forward, he'll remember what the younger him did, is basically how he explains it. You find out the reason his wife jumped through time was because one of the founders of time travel, I guess, no, not the founder, the person who funded the original time travel experiments, has been mucking around in time and altering time. And you also learn that Adam's dad is the grandfather of time travel. He is the one who came up with the original formula before he died, and that yeah, he's the grandfather of time travel. So she is trying to Adam's wife was purposely stranded in time because she was trying to figure out why the villain changed time, why they did it, why they went back and changed history. So they end up eventually Adam jump back get to 2018 and meet their father, and that's where we get Mark Ruffalo because he plays the father. Overall, it's a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very well done. Again, the Ryan Reynolds humor is great. Mark Ruffalo plays fantastic with Ryan Reynolds, and again, his ability to deliver the smart ass dialogue is great. Because you kind of get that dynamic that him and Ryan Reynolds could be father and son, and that's like one of the carryovers of their being father and son, is that the smart mouth is just part of it. It's genetic, which I thought was a really nice thing. Also, just the fact that you get to see this idea, because again, he lost his father, so it's that idea that the 12-year-old version of Adam, who's still in the first 2 years of the loss, still remembers a lot more about who his father was, while the adult Adam, because all he has left are the things that, negative feelings hold a lot stronger than positive feelings for a lot of people, and that's what he has. He has those negative emotions that their dad bought them a catchback when they were a kid, and old Adam, Ryan Reynolds, believes it's because, well, that's because Dad had no time for us. He didn't want to bother with us, so he bought us this thing, so he didn't have to. Well, younger Adam remembers, no, I begged him for it. He finally bought it for me, but he still would play catch with me. He loved playing catch with me, and he'd do it even if he was super tired from work. So it became one of those moments of, like, that the memory, you got to see how memories and feelings change when you're really close to the event versus when you're super far away from it, when you're years away from it. So I thought it was interesting. I thought the whole plot was really good. Again, Ryan Reynolds, Mark Ruffalo are really good in this movie. The kid, I don't know the kid's name, is really good. Zoe Saldana is in it. She plays the wife to Ryan Reynolds. She's good. Does way less in this movie than I expected. Like, she's in this. When she's in this movie, she's really good. But I expected her to be in more of it. But I guess it's she pushes the plot along, and that's her job in this movie, and she does it very well. Jennifer Garner plays Adam's mother, and again, she does a good job. Jennifer Garner can do good. Like, I've seen Jennifer Garner stuff that I hate. I've seen Jennifer Garner stuff that I like. She can be a good actress when she wants to be. And she was good in this. I thought she did a very good job with this movie. Catherine Keener plays our villain, and she's good. I think it takes too long. I'm getting into my negatives of this movie. I think it takes too long to establish her. Like, you hear her voice at the beginning of the movie talking to Adam before he does his time jump, but it's hard to know that that's our villain, and it doesn't even sound like Catherine Keener. I really thought it was no, I can't think of the actress's name. The ancient one in Doctor Strange. Tilda Swinton. I thought it was Tilda Swinton's voice at first, but I didn't think she was in this movie. But I thought it was her voice in the first scene. So when we finally see her, you just, like, you're like 35 minutes into this movie, and it's hard to know that she's the villain. My biggest problem with this movie, and it's a really good movie, so it's a minor problem, is, so when you get to 2018, the villain goes and sees her younger self, and instead of just digitally de-aging Catherine Keener, they instead hired a younger actress and did one of those digital face grafts. So they basically just removed the actress's face and put Catherine Keener's de-aged Catherine Keener face on it, and I just watching it, I don't think it matches. Like, I feel like everything, instead of being, is just slightly off, and so every scene looks weird with that version, and because the physical shape of old Catherine Keener to her younger self, they don't look the same. I don't think it looks like a younger version of this character. I feel like it looks like it's somebody completely different with a really off face. And again, I think it's because the face looks like it's like half a centimeter off from where it should be, to make it look good. At the same time, I couldn't make my brain, like, because Adam is 12, the young version is 12, and the old version would be in his 30s or 40s. So I kind of get it. Like, there's enough time where I can see how, like, he went from this 12-year-old to this older version of himself. With Catherine Keener, she doesn't look that old in the future stuff. Like, her future 2050 version doesn't look that old. So the fact that, it's such a drastic change, like, because Catherine Keener, I don't want to talk about body type, but the body types don't match. And again, because Catherine Keener doesn't look that much older than Ryan Reynolds or Mark Ruffalo in 2050, her younger version looks it looks too young. And I don't know how old she's supposed to be in 2018. It looks, it bothered me. That's my one big complaint about this movie. And again, it's not enough for me to say, oh, don't watch this movie. Watch this movie. It's a good movie. Because this is something that might bother you far less than it bothered me. It did. It's what bothered me, and I'm doing a review, so I'm going to say what bothered me. Because that's what reviews are about. What bothers us. It's not about talking about the good things. It's about the bad things. And that's all I got. I got that. There's also a real cute puppy. There's a super cute puppy in this movie. It also is a really cute old, because there's a puppy in 2018. It's not a puppy in 2022. It's the full-grown dog. It's a cute puppy, though. It's right at the end of the movie. So, like, oh, a cute puppy. And I just finished the movie, so my brain still has bad Catherine Keener and cute puppy going on in it. There was some surprising stuff that I feel like most movies would have went a different route, but this one chose not to. And again, that might be spoiler. I might be spoiling, so I don't want to get into that in any more depth. It's just what's on my brain right this second, filming this review of the Adam Project. But yeah, so I gotta admit, how they establish the title making sense is, so I was fine with just thinking that, oh, it's the Adam Project. Ryan Reynolds' character is named Adam. He's going back in time. That's the project. The Adam Project is whatever he's trying to prevent. This makes sense. The Adam Project is actually the beginning of time travel. It's what his dad is working on. And to me, that's just like, well, that's a cop-out. Why is it named after his kid? Like, I get it. Oh, it's named after my kid. Or, like, is it Adam from Adam? Like, it just... I would have been fine if the main character's name wasn't Adam and the scientific project wasn't the Adam Project. I get it. It's a cutesy, like, oh, it's named after my kid thing, and it kind of establishes that Mark Ruffalo's a really sweet dad. So I get all that. It just hit me as weird that it was just called The Adam Project, and that's the title of the movie. But yeah, no, I really liked it. It's the best thing I've streamed all year. Marry Me was a decent movie, but I liked this more. This is more my style of movie. So it's the best thing I've streamed all year. As far as comparing it to some of the things I've seen theatrically, I don't know. That'll happen. That'll happen at the end of the year, and we'll see how much this movie stays with me. Again, do I think did I like it as much as I liked Free Guy? I don't think so. I don't think I liked it as much as I liked Free Guy. Would I watch it again? Probably, yeah. I mean, it's a Netflix, it's a streaming movie, so it's hard because I will just have... It's going to be one of those I'll have to be like, man, I want to watch this. And not oh, hey, look, I'm looking at movies on my shelf, and oh, there's The Adam Project. It's got to be, oh, hey, I want to watch this, so I'm going to watch this. And there's not a lot of streaming movies that make me do that. I feel like a lot of streaming movies are just one and dones. Like, I've watched it, I don't need to watch it again. I hope this one's the exception, because I really did enjoy it. I feel like there might be some other ones. I've been contemplating rewatching the Fear Street trilogy from Netflix, which I would make it, one of the exceptions, because now I'm like, maybe I want to rewatch those. Maybe I want to give those a second look. But yeah, so that was my review of The Adam Project. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a good movie. I liked it. I'm glad I watched it. I totally would have paid to see it in theaters if that was the option I was given. It might end up in theaters in this area in Wisconsin. I know Army of the Dead and some other Netflix movies occasionally, Red Notice, do short theatrical runs in the area. But I had the day off, I had time, and I have Netflix. So it just made sense to just to stream it versus waiting, because I could wait and find out and end up streaming it anyways. This just let me get to it quicker, and it was a good enough movie. We're giving it some day of release activity. I didn't mind, like, oh yeah, no, because if this is the type of movie I'd like to see more of, because it was just good entertainment. It was fun, and of course it's Ryan Reynolds, and it's Ryan Reynolds getting to be the sarcastic Ryan Reynolds. Oh, there's a moment in this movie, and it's not a spoiler, but it's a great moment, where the young Adam ends up doing something, and he does the superhero landing, and then he goes, oh, superhero landing, and I'm like, that was a joke to Ryan. That was that kid making a joke to Ryan Reynolds, or Sean Levy telling the kid to do the joke. But it was a great joke. It's a moment that was like, oh, that's great. That's a great moment. Superhero landing. But yeah, I really liked The Adam Project. It was a well done movie. Other than the face swapping of the young Catherine Keener, that just looked weird. It looked like they were running out of money, and they just went, that's fine. No one's gonna notice. Yeah, like, I also feel like maybe it's not Catherine Keener's face and the young Catherine Keener's head. I think their heads were two different sizes, which when you do that kind of face, like, more mapping stuff, you need the faces to be the same size. Otherwise, you have to, like, start crunching, and I think that was also a problem that made it look weird, is that I don't think the young version's head was the same size as Catherine Keener's, so the face didn't quite fit. But yeah, no, that's I could talk on that for a while if I wanted to and rant. But this is a movie worth ranting on. It's worth seeing. If you haven't seen The Adam Project, check it out. Obviously, like, comment, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Same old, same old. I'm Martin Prevost. Thank you for clicking on this bonus video. I will catch you later. Maybe, actually, there's something I want to do, and I don't want to wait for an opening in my weekly schedule, so I might just film it tomorrow. I might just do it as a bonus video through the cell phone tomorrow. It should be fun. It should be fun. It'd be long. It's going to be long. But by long, I mean this plus, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. That's what I mean by long. Not like, it's going to be epic, a 2-hour video. No, I'm not shooting an epic 2-hour video anytime soon. I just don't have that in me. So yeah, check out The Adam Project. Check out other videos on the channel. This week I'm talking I just talked about Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Next week I talk about Kevin Smith's View Askew franchise. Check those videos out. I will talk to you later, and have a good day.